morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and welcome to Global Atheist News Roundup, dateline 21st of December 2024. My apologies, I took last week off because I was heavily involved with Hitchmas, an event in London with Stephen Fry, Richard Dawkins, Lawrence Krauss and Douglas Murray. Videos of that will be uploaded soon. I don't know about you, but I'm finding it increasingly difficult to keep up with this changing world. Dispassionate mainstream media with serious professional reporting is in decline. Everyone is an amateur journalist and cameraman with their own bias and access to publication on Elon Musk's free speech platform that was Twitter. The crowd determines the agenda, and it's black or white, with no understanding of the complexity of issues. It's vox populis gone mad. All of the logical fallacies are on daily display, and scientific and historical evidence has been forced to take a back seat to ignorant propaganda. Call me old-fashioned, but I don't think it's an improvement. As we approach the season of peace on earth, and goodwill towards all men, that admirable goal seems to be disappearing into the distance. I'm still determined to provide a compilation of news on how religion has impacted mankind in recent times, but I've had to reverse the process of making Global Atheist News. I now put the video clips in the editing software first and add the introductions later. This week, I'll try to report on 2 weeks of news to catch up for what was missed on my week off. So, starting with the week ending the 13th of December, here are some key headings. Australia experiences religious hatred. Sharia law might soon be implemented in Syria. Pro-Palestinians shot fireworks at a church in France. Riot police had to intervene. The Burka ban has been implemented in Austria. Belgian police used water cannon on pro-Hamas protestors. Anti-Israel protesters are on the streets of Toronto. People in Iran are beginning to challenge the regime by public singing and dancing. Here is the news in detail. Australian Arab asylum seekers vow to behead all Jews, including women and children, as human sacrifices for Allah. The Australian media machine reports on the failure of their police system.
Well, international news yesterday, of course, focused on the Middle East again with the fall of the dictator of Syria, Assad. People were celebrating in Sydney, in Canterbury Bankstown and in Rouse Hill. People went out onto the streets waving flags, chanting, and caught on video is numbers of people chanting. We'll show you the footage. Why don't we show you the footage, then we'll explain what they're chanting. Here's what they were doing. Now, bear in mind, this comes just hours, really, after the synagogue in Melbourne was firebombed in an anti-Semitic attack. And we're all like, gee, anti-Semitism has to be dealt with. And now, immediately in the wake of that, we've got lots of people out on the street in Sydney chanting that Muhammad is going to come after the Jews. This refers to a battle that Muhammad waged against the Jews in about, I think it was the 7th century. And they slaughtered a whole bunch of Jews. And now in response to the Syrian dictator being overthrown, they're chanting in the streets of Sydney that Muhammad's going to come after the Jews. Jewish people are rightly incredibly upset about this. The slogan that they're chanting was first popularised in the 1980s by Ahmed Yassan, the founder of Hamas. It's been invoked in numerous terror attacks. In fact, you remember Amrozi, who was one of the Bali bombers, when he was sentenced to death, and he was responsible for the death of 88 Australians. he chanted that exact slogan during his sentencing. The founder of Al-Qaeda wrote a book in 2009 with that slogan as the title. In Europe, you can face jail for chanting that slogan. In 2017, someone in Belgium was charged with incitement because of that slogan. And in 2021, a couple of guys in London. So the police in New South Wales, if they're serious about doing anything about anti-Semitism, should be straight onto this. Now, Karen Webb, the police commissioner, said, well, we've got to get the translation and we've got to, make sure it's incitement before we take action. Well, I hope they'll do something immediately tomorrow, because I saw this video this afternoon. Now, I can't translate it. I don't know what it is. So I walked across to my local barber where they're all Iraqis, and there are about 4 of them in there. They're all nice guys. I said, hey, can I play you something? And can you tell me if you understand this? And they immediately said, it's a chant calling for violence against Jews. Whoever's doing that, they're terrorists. They should be arrested. That was before they knew any context. They didn't see the video. I just played them the audio. They immediately knew if the police are serious about clamping down on anti-Semitism, if they're going to stop the talk and actually do things, they ought to do something about this immediately.
And we are told that this is under investigation, as it should be, although how are you going to track down that many people? It's much like what we saw, the scenes on the steps.
They've got photographs of they've got video evidence.
Indeed, but they had video evidence of that, and yet we still don't.
The situation in Syria, following the fall of the Bashar al-Assad dictatorship, is very unstable. Perhaps one of you can tell me what this guy is saying.
والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله معز الفاتحين وناصر المستضعفين. الحمد لله الذي صدقنا وعده، وهنا القصر العدلي بحلب بين أيدي أبناء الثورة والمجاهدين. الحمد لله رب العالمين الذي دخلناه رافعين الرأس. أسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن نقيم أحكام شريعته في هذه المدينة الغراء. الآن سوف يجري إن شاء الله استلام القصر العدلي من الأخوة ومتابعة الأعمال والقيام إن شاء الله على الاستلام بشكل كامل بإذن الله عز وجل. والحمد لله رب العالمين.
A rabbi says, I told you so.
אני רוצה לקחת אותך לכיוון התלמודי של המלחמה הזאת. באוצר המדרשים יש סיפור מפליא. רבי שמעון בר יוחאי מספר, הוא נמצא במערה, הוא שומע מלאך. מה אומר לו המלאך? תקשיב. וזה לך האות. כשאתה רואה שנפל נירון מזרחי שבדמשק, נפלה מלכות בני מזרח, ואז תצמח הישועה לישראל ומשיח בן דוד בא. אומר רבי שמעון בר יוחאי לפני מעל 2000 שנה, תדע לך, ייפול דמשק, ייפול אותו נירון מזרחי, תבוא הישועה, תבוא הגאולה לעם ישראל, לך תדע, אולי זה הזמן של הגאולה, וסתם דרך אגב, נירון מזרחי, זה גימטריה בשאר אסד.
The Palestinian president, Mahmoud Abbas, uses foreign aid from Western countries to promote the murder of Jews, including women and children.
بقول لهم إن شاء الله سنحرر فلسطين من هذا الطريق. إذا ضلينا على هذا الطريق حنحرر فلسطين إن شاء الله.
يعني نازل يعني عامل شيء مش خايف عليه يعني لحد الآن.
إذا بطعن بدعس عليهم. أنا بقرأ اليهود.
سلاحات أنا سلاحات مخبي لإسرائيل. ديري بالك إسرائيل.
حيي كل ذرة دم أريقت في سبيل القدس، فهي دماء نظيفة، دماء نقية، دماء في سبيل الله إن شاء الله، وكل شهيد سيكون في الجنة، وكل جريح سيكتب له الله الثواب.
الناس كلهم لازم يهجموا على اليهود وما يخلوش ولا يهودي في أرض فلسطين.
احنا قاعدين بنقاوم باليهود عشان نرجع لأراضينا عن طريق المقاومة في عمليات الطعن والدعس والطخ ورمي الحجارة.
لو عندنا قرش واحد فقط إلا يصرف على الشهداء، على الشهداء والأسرى، وبعدين باقي الناس يصرف عليهم.
أنا رأيي إنه لازم إحنا بدنا نطلع اليهود. أنا بدعم عملية الطعن. أنا بدعم كل واحد بيعمل عملية طعن ولا بفكر إنه يسوي. أنا بدعمه.
احنا ضد السلام. ليش؟ احنا ضد السلام مع إسرائيل. ليش؟ لأن إسرائيل خونة وكلاب.
الشهداء وعائلاتهم مقدسون، الجرحى الأسرى كلهم يجب أن ندفع لهم، لو بقي عنا قرش واحد هو لهم وليس للأحياء.
إذا اتطلب الأمر مني وكان لابد، ليش لا؟ صار لأرضي ولرب العالمين إن أكون شهيدة، هذا شرف لإلي طبعا، مش كل واحد بينه للشهادة.
French riot police had to intervene after pro-Palestinians yelling Allahu Akbar began shooting fireworks at a church.
لحظة لو وقف مكان، لحظة. كيف سكت شيء؟
The Burka is banned in Austria and anyone wearing it is fined.
Hello, sir. Hello. Madam. Police control.
Polizeikontrolle.
Sorry, not speak English.
Sie sprechen kein Englisch?
Okay.
Es ist nicht erlaubt, in Österreich an öffentlichen Orten das Gesicht zu verdecken.
Okay, ich habe eine Maske, aber im Hotel.
Sie haben eine Maske? Ist sie krank?
Nein, einfach eine Maske in meinem Hotel.
Sie muss das jetzt hier runtergeben.
Jetzt?
Weil es nicht erlaubt ist an öffentlichen Orten.
Nur eine Sekunde, gleich da drüben. Nein, jetzt.
Ich habe ein Prospekt für Sie. Sie können es nachlesen, sogar auf Arabisch.
Sie muss es jetzt entfernen. Es ist verboten, das Gesicht zu verdecken in Österreich.
150 € kostet diese Verwaltungsübertretung. Meistens bleibt es aber bei einer Abmahnung.
Wir können hier warten.
In einer Seitengasse ist sie dann aber bereit, den Gesichtsschleier abzulegen.
Es war ja ein bisschen zu blöd, dass das jetzt in der Öffentlichkeit macht, aber sie waren sehr kooperativ und deswegen haben wir sie bei einer Abmahnung belassen.
This is how it has to be and not otherwise, says Professor Dr. Schweinhardt. Belgian police use water cannons against pro-Hamas protesters. Go back to Europe. On the streets from a synagogue just out of Toronto, anti-Israel protester yells out to the Jewish members.
wants the whole Canada for itself.
And on a lighter note, people of Iran are challenging the Islamic regime by singing, dancing and throwing off the hijab to show their hair. There will be no Free Thought Hour today. I'm going to compile and upload another edition of Global Atheist News instead. There's so much to report, but you may have to wait until tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and share.